Hey guys, we are back with another episode of Noah's Ark, and I am joined by a very good friend of mine, Mr. Mickey Boardman is here joining us in the NewYorkNatives office. It's kind of a big deal. I've been trying to get in touch with you for a while.
Yes, I'm a hard get.
You're a very hard get. Your agent was, I would say, persistent on negotiating.
Absolutely. My mother's a bitch. What can I tell you?
She was a challenge. She was a challenge and a delight, but she sent me a fruitcake afterwards, which is you.
Well, you are what you eat. There you go.
So, introduce yourself. How did you come to the city from Illinois and start your career at Paper Magazine?
I got a job as an intern at Paper because I was always a huge fan of magazines. I loved magazines, and I would read Paper every month voraciously. The minute I would finish one issue, I would go to the newsstand and ask for the next issue, and they'd be like, "You just got the new one, you know, it's gonna." And so summertime, when it was a double issue, was torture for me because I had to wait that extra month.
Really?
Yeah. You know, people think it's all easy, Noah, but it's really I've known struggle and stress in my life. But anyway.
Yes, I know.
When I was in Madrid, I became friends with this girl, Alex Kuczynski, who's a writer and who works for the New York Times. Her best friend, Wendy, was the managing editor at the time of Paper, and we got together socially, and I just mentioned, oh God, I love Paper, it's my favorite magazine. She said, you should come be an intern. I had no experience working in a magazine. I failed a class my senior year at Parsons. I really was not meant to be a fashion designer, despite my very glamorous look. But then I would go to Paper, and everything they didn't like about me at Parsons, they loved about me at Paper. They loved that I dressed like a freak and was a freak. And I find that if you find a place where they really support you and encourage you, it makes a huge difference.
Right.
So it's not that I'm such a magazine genius, it's just that I happened to stumble into a magazine and they were welcoming and supportive and let me do my thing, and so here I am, 22 years later.
22 years later, you found a place that supports you. You're really, I think, one of the busiest people that I know in New York. It seems like you're always hosting a party, you're at events all the time, you're asked to judge various fashion shows, you've been very involved in the nightlife scene, you love Broadway shows.
I do.
My question...
Breaking gay stereotypes everywhere here.
Yes, breaking and starting. I was riding my bike over here today, and what I was thinking about is, how do you not get bored of New York? Like, how do you keep your thrill about living here?
My problem is never that I get bored, my problem is that I get tired. And going to so many things is exhausting, and having a real job too. So I never worry about getting bored. I think people who are bored are boring. I think if you're not amused, you're not amusing. You know what I mean? You have to find something that's interesting. I mean, it's New York City. There are so many amazing things, and I never want to turn into one of those people who say, "Oh, it was better in the old days." No. Even though things change, and sometimes things get better, sometimes things get worse. But old people say that how things used to be better. So there's still excitement and fun out there. You just have to find it, and you have to, make your own fun and make your own enjoyment.
So you have a wide variety of people that are attracted to you because,
really?
For many reasons, and I think it's because of your self-confidence, your humor, you're very bright, and also you seem to not really care about what people think. When was the time in your life where you kind of got it?
There was this one episode which sounds horribly name-droppy and starfucky.
I like it.
And social climbing.
No.
But I always go on our cover shoots, and I always have to sort of ask the cover person, oh, can you wear these clothes, or this is what we're doing. And now we do it in a much more planned out in advance way, where we say, okay, this is what we're thinking, what are you thinking, kind of before we even get there. But in the past, it would be more kind of, this is the day of the shoot, they come and we're like, okay, we're thinking this, and we want you to do this. And I always was so hesitant to even bother the person, and I was like, oh, well, they're famous and they don't want people bothering them, and something like that. And we were shooting Kirsten Dunst, who's wonderful, and her boyfriend Jake Gyllenhaal, who's so hot, came by and visited the shoot. So I was particularly like, oh my God, he's so cute, she's famous, oh, I don't want to talk to anybody. And even though I'm extremely obnoxious and not shy at all on some level, when it sort of really matters, I would be very shy. And I just thought to myself, I finally just said, look, you have two choices. You need to talk to Kirsten Dunst and say, this is what we need. You need to do your job. You need to communicate what you want.
Right.
She can say, I want to do this, I don't want to do that. You'll work together, so it's better for everybody. It's not bothering someone. You're not asking her to give you money to buy drugs. I mean, you're trying, you have to communicate.
Yeah.
So I said then, you have two choices. You can either get over this and talk to anybody about anything at any time, or you're not gonna achieve your full potential, or you're not gonna be happy or whatever. So I finally decided then, look, that whatever it is, I could talk to anybody. And there are still times when I'm shy, and there are times when I see someone I idolize and want to talk to them and the moment doesn't seem right, and I know that it'll come, I'll have another opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
And I also am excited just to see them.
Now, one of my favorite covers of paper, and it was actually the first paper magazine that I purchased, was when RuPaul was on the cover. Wow. This was 1992. 1993.
February or March or April, yeah, something like that.
I was at a store called Bookland in Brunswick, Maine. My mom drove me there because she would drive me there to so I'd get hip, cool magazines. I was like, oh my God, what's paper? So I bought it. At the time, I'm not sure how old I was, but I did not know what a drag queen was.
Wow.
I had no idea. But RuPaul's on the cover, full femme gorge top, but with a mesh shirt with no breasts. Still didn't understand, didn't get it. One of my favorite issues ever.
Yeah, we actually, I don't even know if we have any copies of that. That's a very rare thing, so if you have it, you should save it or sell it on eBay for
I may still have it.
Yeah, I love RuPaul, and for the first 2 seasons of her show, the prize was you should be photographed by Paper Magazine, because her World of Wonder, who kind of managed her, Fenton, who's half of World of Wonder, had a column for paper for years, and we love Ru. I'm so proud of her and happy, and I love that she says she's a tranny and that she loves the word tranny, and I think she-male is totally acceptable.
I really want to thank you for joining us today.
I really want to thank you for having me. You are a legend, Noah Levy.
You're very sweet. So, you guys, thank you so much for joining me and Mr. Mickey today on our latest episode of Noah's Ark. He's been a true gem and a really sweet friend. I can't wait for next time because we have another really special guest. Until then, thanks so much. See you soon.